Good evening, and on behalf of all our students and staff, a very warm welcome to our junior school concert around the world in 80 days. This is a very apt theme for today, as with the widespread use of technology, greater interconnectivity between nations and businesses, the world is indeed becoming a seemingly smaller place. As such, it is incumbent on Links as a school, as a community, to ensure that all of our students, from preschool all the way to O-levels, are as well prepared as possible for the competitiveness of the global employment market that they will face. We do this by ensuring not only that we address the needs to have a high academic standard, benchmarked against the very best education systems globally, but by ensuring that we address the holistic needs employers have of future employees. The ability to solve problems, to work independently or collaboratively, to initiate, to support, to manage time and resources, to know when to keep their own counsel or when to offer it, and most importantly, to have the confidence to communicate both in writing and orally in a broad range of settings are all incredibly important skills that need to be developed. Links provides these opportunities on a daily basis from the very moment a student enrolls from the age of 2 right the way up to the age of 17. We have Model United Nations, public speaking competitions, debating, elocution, poetry competitions, many opportunities of a diverse nature to help breed this confidence in communicating publicly. Now, most of you were probably assuming that my standing before you today would lead to another new initiative or change in the way that we do things at Links. I could sense the quiet horror encase the room as I started to speak, but fear not, for today I stand before you to embrace something that Links has done exceptionally well from day one, the junior school concert. Tonight, nearly 250 students will grace the stage, ranging from the age of 2 to 10 years of age, each of them with a key role to play in ensuring that we put on an outstanding show for you. They have spent weeks preparing with their teachers, with you at home, costumes, sets, lines, dances and songs, and we are very proud of their collective and individual efforts. I have had the privilege of watching them perform these past 2 nights. I have watched each and every one of them grow in stature, so that tonight, for the first time, I believe we are going to see the stars of the show being not the set or scenery, music or lighting, but the students themselves. In order to allow them this opportunity to shine, could you all please join me in turning off your mobile phones? And please welcome, at the start of our wonderful concert, the choir.
Yeah, that's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. Everybody now. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. Everybody now. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. There is just one moon and one golden sun, and a smile means friendship to everyone. The mountains be wide and the oceans are wide. It's a small world after all. Come on, everybody now. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. It's a small world after all. No matter if you're big or small. Come on, everybody, let's bounce with it. Let's make some love with a little twist.
Adventure from London to Africa, India, Hong Kong, and many more exotic places based on a bet by a gentleman quite unaware that he was being followed all around the world. It's a case of mistaken identity where he overcomes hurdles in the most interesting of ways in an attempt to try his best to win the bet. Well, let's meet Mr. Fogg, who does exactly the same thing every day, the man who got this escapade started.
The bridge is falling down.
Passepartout. He agreed to work as a servant to Mr. Fogg, not knowing what he had in store for him.
Ah, so you're the Frenchman. I am Phileas Fogg.
Yes, Monsieur Fogg. I've lived in England for some time. My name is Jean Passepartout. I've come here in the hope of living quietly with you.
It's Fogg.
Wait, Fogg.
No, it's actually Fogg.
Fogg.
I have heard good things about you. You know how I like to live?
Oui, monsieur.
Well, most of the time then.
It is 22 minutes past 11.
You are slow.
That is impossible.
You are 4 minutes slow. It does not matter now that you know. From this moment, 26 minutes past 11, this Wednesday morning, 2nd October 1872, you are my servant.
Well, Ralph, what do you think about that robbery? I think the bank will lose its money.
I certainly hope not. I am sure we will catch the robber. Very skillful detectives have been sent to America and Europe and to all the other major ports, so it will be very difficult for the man to escape.
But do you have a description of the robber?
Well, he's not a robber.
What on earth you mean he's not a robber? He has just stolen £55,000.
The newspaper describes him as a gentleman.
I'm sure that the robber has a good chance of escaping. He must be a very clever man. Well, where can he go safely now that every country has been born to watch for him?
I am sure the world is big enough to hide him.
It was before.
What do you mean? Has the world now grown smaller?
It certainly has. I agree with Mr. Fogg. We can now go around the world 10 times quicker than it was possible 100 years ago. And so you will see, we will be able to search for our robber very quickly indeed.
Mr. Ralph, how can you say that the world has grown smaller just because it only takes 3 months to go around it?
It only takes 80 days.
Yes, gentlemen, 80 days since the new river across India has been opened.
That's right. But if one met with any bad weather, difficult winds, shipwrecks, or train accidents, it would not be possible.
I disagree. I'm sure it could be done.
The members and their first ladies enjoyed a Spanish dance performed by dancers from Spain. Mr. Fogg thought to himself that he must visit Spain as part of his great experience, as he was highly impressed by the foot-tapping beat he heard.
¿Quién eres tú? Ya está. He movido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y has sentido toda mi vida con tu querer.
Welcome you to a place you belong to be. Mr. Fogg, we will show you all the nature wild and free. Welcome you to a place you belong to be. Mr. Fogg, we will show you all the nature wild and free.
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
We'll show you señorita and the pretty night at all. Let's dance to the salsa
us go together.
Good heavens, I can't, but I will happily bet 4,000 pounds that such a journey made in 80 days is not possible.
I think it is quite possible.
Well, make it then.
The tour of the world in 80 days?
Yes, I'm willing.
When?
At once.
Why, this is utter madness. Let's not stop this nonsense and continue with our game. Alright, yes, Mr. Fogg. I bet you 4,000 pounds right now, this minute.
My dear Stuart, you can't be serious.
When I say bet, it is always serious.
Very well. I have 20,000 pounds in the bank that I'm willing to bet.
20,000 pounds? That's really late. You lose all that.
I will not lose.
You are joking.
A good Englishman never jokes when he's making a bet. I will make the tour of the world in 80 days or less. Do you accept?
We accept.
Very well. The Dover train leaves at 9. I shall be on it.
You mean tonight?
I do. And since today is Wednesday, the 2nd of December, I ought to be back in London at the Reform Club at Saturday, the 21st of December. If I'm not, my 20,000 pounds would belong to you. I will get my passport stamped in each country so you will know where I had been when I return.
And I wanted a peaceful life.
Here, take good care of this. It is 20,000 pounds. This money will be used during our journey.
Get ahead.
What is the matter?
In my hurry and flurry, I forgot.
Forgot what?
To put out the gas in my room.
Well, it will burn at your expense. You may pay the bill when we return.
While on the journey, they stop at Egypt and Africa. They chance upon beautiful pyramids and rich culture.
Slight feet up the street, bend your back, shift your arm, then you pull it back. Like it's hard to know. So strike a pose on a Cadillac. If you wanna find all the cops that are hanging out in the donut shop, they sing and dance. They spin the club down the block. All the Japanese get there, and the party boys call the Kremlin. And the Chinese know they walk the line like Egyptian. All the cops in the donut shop say, walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
In the meanwhile, the British government hired Detective Fix to solve this case.
And you say the ship will not be late?
No, Mr. Fix, be patient. Nothing. I will not see how this is. You will recognize your man, even if he's unbroken away.
Is this passport yours?
No, it's my master's. He's on board the ship, and I'm going over to get his passport stamped from the consul office.
He must go himself.
Then I must convict him.
I have strong reasons for believing that the robber we are looking for is aboard the Mongolia.
But I don't think he'll come to my office because he will not need his passport stamp unless he wants to show that he has been here, and obviously that will not help him hide from the police.
Well then, all the more reasons for you to refuse to stamp his passport. I must keep him here until I receive an arrest warrant from London.
I cannot do that if his passport is in order. I must stamp it, and arresting him, Mr. Fix, is your business. You are Phileas Fogg, and this is...
Yes, and this is Passepartout, my friend servant. We come from London and are going to Bombay. Well, don't you agree that he looks like the description of the robber that I've just received?
I agree, but that does not mean...
Anyway, I'm sure you're right. I think I'll get the servant to help me because he just can't stop talking.
Almost as if I'm in a dream. Oh, the strip was a 3, but I must hurry. I haven't brought any shirts and shoes.
That shouldn't be a problem. I'll take you around. You have plenty of time. It's only noon.
Noon? It's 8 minutes to 10.
Your watch is slow. Ah, I know what. Your watch is set according to London time. You must set your watch at noon in each new country.
What? I will never touch my watch. It belongs to my great-grandfather.
Detective Fix kept talking to the Frenchman. and learned for certain that he did not know his master at all. He learned that his master lived alone in London and was known to be quite rich, but no one knew where his money had come from. Detective Fix became suspicious of Mr. Fogg because he fit exactly the description of the bank robber. Moreover, the plan to leave London so soon after the robbery, the large amount of money being carried with them, the speed of travel from one country to another, all these things made Fix believe more and more that he had found his man. He decided to inform authorities that he was going to send a telegram to London asking for a warrant to arrive in Bombay as soon as possible, and he will follow them on board the Mongolia well on their way down the Red Sea on a voyage to Bombay. Detective Fix also left the Mongolia to go to the chief police in Bombay to check if the warrant had arrived from London. He asked the chief if he can issue the warrant to arrest Mr. Fogg. The chief refused. According to him, Mr. Fogg had done nothing wrong in India. And what can I say? Fix was in a fix. He was left with no choice but to wait for the warrant to arrive in London. As Passepartout was walking down the streets of Bombay, fascinated by the wonderful new sights, sounds and smells. But one thing in particular that catches his attention was a beautiful Hindu temple. And quite unaware that Christians are not allowed and Hindus themselves must take their shoes off before entering, he decides to go and explore the temple.
Of Indian customs and history. You are extremely well versed on the topic.
I have lived in India all my life and served the Indian Army. Mr. Fogg, about your servant, you might have just had a problem. The British government is very careful to punish those who upset the peace of Hindu religion.
Yes, if he had been caught, he would have been sent to jail, then returned to Europe. I do not see how the matter could have delayed the matter.
Miles till Aleppo. Sir Francis, if you would be kind enough to find out what other transport there is, we will be able to continue with our journey.
Mr. Fogg, this delay will ruin you.
No, sir. I was prepared for it.
So, I think I have found something which is very suitable.
What is it?
An elephant belonging to an Indian man living 100 feet away from here.
Let us go see the elephant.
Mr. Fogg paid a handsome £2,000 for the glorious beast, and sitting on the neck of the elephant, set off on a journey to Allahabad.
What is the matter?
Let me go and check up. A Hindu group is coming this way. They're going for Sati.
What is a sati?
A Sati, Mr. Fogg, is a human sacrifice. The woman that you just seen will be burned tomorrow with a dead husband who was a prince in this area. And these customs still exist in remote age of India.
Won't you? That poor woman. Will she be burnt alive?
That young woman doesn't want to die, but she's also not fighting against the gods because she's being given something to make her sleepy.
We must rescue this young lady.
The young lady was a daughter of a rich merchant of Bombay. She had acquired an English education there. Her name was Auda. She had been forced to marry an old prince that they had just seen. 3 months after her wedding, her husband had died. Knowing what would have happened to her, she had run away from her husband's relatives, but had been caught almost immediately. Passepartout, cleverly disguised as the prince, lay on the pyre waiting to rescue Princess Auda.
fog, as the British warrant would be of no use in any other countries beyond Hong Kong. If it doesn't arrive in time, I must delay his leaving. Whatever happens, I must exceed. But how will I do it? Is this really you, Mr. Passepartout? On the Rangoon?
Monsieur Fix, well, I left you in Bombay, and now I need you again in Hong Kong. Are you making a tour of the world too?
No. I expect to stay in Hong Kong for a number of days.
But why haven't I seen you on board before now?
Well, I've been rather seasick. How's your master, Fogg?
He's in perfect health and not today behind his sleep. Ah, Mr. Fix, do you know we also have a young lady with us?
A young lady?
Passepartout soon told him the whole story, though of course he already knew about that part. Passepartout was puzzled meeting Fix on board, but even if he thought for 100 years, he would have never guessed the truth.
Yes, that is the answer. Mr. Fix is working for Mr. Fogg's friends at the Reform Club. He must be following us to prove that this tour of the world must be done promptly. But I shall not tell my master.
The ship will not arrive in Hong Kong until another 24 hours due to the bad weather.
Master, I got a passport stamp.
We will be taking the Carnatic tomorrow. Unfortunately, Mrs. Auda's uncle no longer lives in Hong Kong. She must come to Europe with us. We are heading to our rooms for a good night's rest.
Well, Mr. Fix, have you decided to come with us as far as America?
Yes!
Well, I knew that you could not separate yourself from us.
The Carnatic will leave at 8 o'clock in the evening today.
Good, that suits my master. I will go and tell him.
No, I have serious matters to discuss.
What matters? I haven't the time today. We will talk about it tomorrow.
No, it concerns your master.
This is the way we
There is 20,000 pounds to be won or lost.
55,000?
What? 55,000? All the more reason I should leave, monsieur.
If you help me, I will give you your share.
Help you?
Yes. You keep Mr. Fogg in Hong Kong for a few days.
What are you saying? Are you trying to make it impossible for him to complete his tour of the world in 80 days? Did the gentlemen at the Reform Club tell you to do this so that they will win, monsieur? I'm ashamed of them. You must know that my master is an honest man, and when he makes a bet, he intends to win it fairly.
But who do you think I am?
A man sent from the members of the Reform Club to make sure that my master is delayed. At first, I thought that he was only sent to make sure that he did not cheat, and I took good care not to tell him no about you.
He knows nothing?
Nothing at all.
Listen carefully to me. I'm not who you think I am. I'm not working for the members of the Reform Club.
Really?
Yes, I'm a police detective working for the British government.
Oh, a police detective?
Yes, and I will prove it. Here are my papers. Are you, sir, one of the passengers who arrived yesterday from the Rangoon?
I am, sir.
Pardon me, but I thought I would find your servant here.
Sadly, I think he has left without us.
Without you, madam, but excuse my question. Did you expect to leave by the steamship?
Yes, sir, we surely did.
I did too, madam. I'm very disappointed. But the Carnatic left 12 hours sooner than expected without warning anybody. Now we must wait a week for another steamship.
Are you looking for a boat, sir?
You have one ready to sail?
Yes, sir. Will you look at her?
Yes.
I'm sure you will be pleased with her. Where do you want to sail to?
I wish to go to Yokohama.
You are joking, sir.
No, I have missed the Carnatic and I must be in Yokohama on the 14th to catch the steamship to America.
I am sorry, sir. It is impossible and too far and dangerous. We will never get there on time.
I will give you a reward of £200 if we arrive on time.
The boat is all yours, sir. I'm John Bunsby, captain of the Tempest.
Here are £200.
I wonder if Passepartout appeared and told his master everything about me. I must go with them to handle matters on my own.
If you wish, you may join us too. What about Passepartout? I'm going to do all I can to find him.
Fogg goes to the police and to the French consul, where he leaves both the description of his servant and some money for him, if he is found. The sailor speeds his boat through the seas to get his 3 passengers. Mr. Fogg, Mrs. Aouda, and Mr. Fix aboard the Carnatic so that they could reach their destination.
What's your Master Fogg, mademoiselle? Oh, Passepartout, I am so pleased to see you. We were so worried.
When I finally received the warrant, it is of no use. I must not let the robber out of my sight. I shall follow him back to England. Ah, have you finished?
Wait for the moment.
Then I want to speak to you.
But
It's good for your master. You've beaten me and I've accepted it. Now listen to me. Until now, I've been trying to stop Mr. Fogg from succeeding in traveling fast. But now, I want to help him.
At last you believe him to be an honest man.
No, but I will tell you my behavior has changed. As long as Mr. Fogg was traveling through the British lands, I wanted to keep him there so that my warrant of arrest had time to reach me. I did everything I could for that. I separated you from your master
Very well then. We will join together and help Mr. Fogg get to England quickly. But be careful. If you try any of your tricks, I will break your neck.
Agreed.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
3 passengers are missing.
Killed or taken prisoners?
We do not know, but you must find them. $5,000 reward if you find the missing men.
Soldiers! Come on, men. Let's look for them.
I will come with you.
No, stay and take care of Mrs. Auda.
Passepartout escaped the tribesmen and rode one of their finest horses to meet Mr. Fogg and Princess Auda in Texas. He is afraid that this delay has caused his master an irreparable loss. He is welcomed by the kind folk, but he is sad at heart. Passepartout could not contain his excitement. He was sure he lost his master forever and felt grateful that once again he met this noble gentleman. More so, he believed and wanted the gallant man to win the bet. Mr. Fogg, true to his promise, paid off the captain and his soldiers.
The man who I believed to be a thief behaved like a pure gentleman and a hero every time. But at the same time, he is squandering money like it wasn't his.
Mon Dieu! me. I've ruined you. I have an idea. You're in a hurry, aren't you? Yes, I am. If your journey hadn't been interrupted, you would have arrived in Hong Kong on the morning of 12 hours before the Liverpool steamship leaves. Now you are 20 hours behind time. 8 hours must be regained. Do you wish to try? On foot? No, let's hire some bicycles and ride in turns.
Well, they made it just on time to board the ship, which landed at the beautiful Hawaiian Islands, and Mr. Fogg thought to himself that this trip was well worth it with all these exotic places to see. Magnificent Karnataka harbored at Mexico to collect more passengers. A few Mexican dancers got on board to entertain the waiting passengers. Passepartout thought how different these people were from those at the Reform Club. and Passepartout's excitement rises as he nears the destination.
I got our passport signed. For you, mademoiselle.
Oh, such lovely flowers.
Master, I just spoke to the captain of the ship. In the next 2 days, we will be in Spain. Everything is under control.
Oh, that's good enough. I would love to see the Spaniards.
Worry not, mademoiselle. We shall be there before you know it. the bag with more.
I shall make arrangements.
Passepartout was very upset. It almost killed him to know that he had missed the steamship, for which he blamed himself. He could not help but take the huge bet, the wasted money, and a useless journey. Mr. Fogg would be ruined, and it was all his fault. But of course, on this huge port, there are always tons of ships coming and going every day. But most of them were sailing ships, and would not suit Fogg. At last he saw a steamship. It was called the Henrietta.
You know the ship?
Yes, I am.
I am Phileas Fogg of London.
And I am Captain Speedy.
Do you have passengers?
I do not carry passengers. This is a cargo ship.
Would you like to take me and 3 other people to London?
I told you, this is a cargo ship.
Would £2,000 do the trick?
I told you, this is a cargo ship. We do not carry passengers.
Not even if I paid you £2,000 for each person?
For each person, and there are 4 of you?
Yes, 4.
I leave at 9 o'clock.
Sir, don't let this surprise you, but if I'm not in London on the 21st of December, I will lose £20,000.
Don't worry, sir. We'll be there before time.
You are really Phileas Fogg? Then I arrest you in the name of the Queen.
Mr. Fogg was taken aback by this sudden accusation, but did not want to take law in his own hands. A few hours went by, and Mr. Fogg felt hurt and dejected.
Sir, pardon and not lucky the mistake. The robber was arrested 3 days ago. You are free.
Ah, you have ruined me and made me lose my bet. Bravo! Please forgive me for bringing you to England. Why? Please let me finish. When I took you away from that dangerous country, I was rich. Now I'm ruined.
I know that, Mr. Fogg. Now I must ask you to forgive me. I have followed you around the world and have helped you to slow down and delay you. I must have ruined you. Mr. Fogg, you saved me from terrible death. You do not have to give me any money as well. To save my life was enough.
No, madam. Events have turned against me, and this is not how I had planned. However, I still have a little bit of it left.
But Mr. Fogg, what about you?
I do not need anything.
What will you do?
I have no close friends. The people at the Reform Club are for whist only.
Your relatives?
I have no relatives.
I am sorry then, Mr. Fogg. To be alone is a sad thing. They say, however, with 2 rooms is better to live with.
They say so, madam.
Mr. Fogg, do you wish to have both a relative and a friend? Will you have me as your wife?
Passepartout. We are getting married. That is tomorrow, Monday.
Monday. Today, Saturday, marriage impossible.
Impossible? Why?
Because tomorrow is Sunday.
Monday.
No, today, Saturday.
Saturday? Impossible.
Wait. You have made a mistake of 1 day. We are at 24 hours away. But now you have only 10 minutes to win the bet. Gentlemen, in about 20 minutes, we will win our bet.
What time did the last train arrive from Mexico?
At 7. The next train does not arrive until midnight. So that means if Phileas Fogg was on that train, he must already be here. We must have won our bet. Let's wait before deciding. You know what Fogg is like. He's never too late or never too soon.
We'll just be here at the exact minute. Let's play cards to calm our nerves.
Gentlemen, I am here.
You, sir, are a man of your word. Congratulations, Mr. Fogg.
Well, what now? You consider going to Pakistan? Good idea.
Not another adventure. 3 cheers for Mr. Fogg. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
I hope you've all enjoyed our school concert. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you. As you can imagine, coordinating over 270 children between the ages of 2 to 9 is a huge challenge. Choosing appropriate songs, music coordination, dance choreography, designing and stitching costumes, set decoration, memorizing lines and songs, these are all just massive tasks. A collective effort and teamwork is essential, and I'd like to thank each one of our teachers. Please give them a big hand. I would also like to especially congratulate and acknowledge both our head teachers, Ms. Nargis Dasoor and Mrs. Shireen Mana. Their contribution, as always, has been outstanding. Mrs. Anisa, sorry? Well, we just thanked you to start with for being here. We've come to this air-conditioned auditorium for you. Mrs. Anisa Merchant and Mrs. Jessica Miranda, thank you. As you all know, this is the first time that we've hosted our concert outside school because we wanted to provide you with the air conditioning. I hope you've enjoyed it. Choosing a venue was not an easy task. Our priority was security. So I would especially like to thank the DHA Women's College for their cooperation. However, I do feel that we've had to compromise with our stage and set designs this year. So we've been quite disappointed ourselves, but you know, we've not been able to have the usual sets that we have every year, but I'm sure you're understanding and prefer the air conditioning. Also before collection time, I would just like to acknowledge certain links parents, Mr. Umar Khalil for recording. Are you here, Mr. Umar Khalil? Thank you. And now we are going to have a grand finale this year with our preschoolers as well. So we're going to start with our choir for their patience. Please give them a big hand. Choir, you can stand up. And now we're going to open the stage and our main characters, we're going to open the curtain, sorry. Nile Beg as Mr. Fogg. Our lead characters, take a bow. Nile Beg. Nile, would you like to come up front? Nile? Nile Beg as Mr. Fogg. Anand Shah as Mr. Fix. Elizabeth Baranova as Passepartout. Members of the Reform Club, Changiz Khan, Tia Ismail, Gibran Makhdoom, Sophia Rahman, Rayan Ali Khan, Ramin, Hamza Minhaj, Aisha Abid, Muhammad Obais Ashraf and Linton Naseem. Our Indian guide, Aman Lakwani. Captain Speedy, Muhammad Ali Mandviwala. Maire Khan, our Captain Bunsby. Thank you very much for a wonderful job. Come on, we can give them a louder hand than that. Now we're going to make space for our preschoolers to come and take a bow. This is the first time we're getting them for our grand finale. So we ask all our lead role children to move back, please. Would you all like to take a bow now? 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to start with our pre-nursery one, our 2-year-olds, our youngest age group, the British boys and girls. Jessica, some music as well? Is that all that are left? Everyone's gone home? Okay, those are 2-year-olds. We have to be accommodating. Thank you very much. Pre-nursery 2, Hawaiians. Let's see how many of the Hawaiians are left. Lots of Hawaiians. Thank you, pre-nursery 2. And now a nursery 1, Spanish boys and girls. Nursery 1, Spanish boys and girls. Our Spanish boys and girls, nursery 1. And now our nursery 2, Indians.
It's a world of hope and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that is glad we're aware. It's a small world after all. Everybody now! A small world after all. It's a small world after all. Everybody now! A small world after all. It's a small, 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 small world. There is just one moon and one golden sun, and a smile means friendship to everyone. To the mountains be wide and the oceans are wide. It's a small world after all.
And now our prep girls, the Chinese girls, and the prep boys, the Texan boys. Chinese girls. All the LPS students will now stay on stage. Our prep girls, our prep boys, where are our Texan boys? Come on. Texan boys. Texan boys. Come on, Texan boys, take a bow. And now we have our class 1 Dutch girls. Class 1 Dutch girls. And now our Class 1 Native Americans. Class 1 Native Americans. We haven't had any practice with our grand finale because we didn't want to excite the grandparents too much yesterday. So this is our first time, so please just bear with us and we appreciate your patience. Miss Rashida, we're going to keep everyone on stage for the grand finale for 2 minutes. Yeah. Just Class 1 onwards. Just Class 1 onwards stay on the stage. Class 1 Dutch girls, Class 1 Native Americans, Class 2 Spanish dancers. Where are Class 2 Egyptian dancers?
Shine her the earth, so let your dream for all it's worth.
So we have our Class 1 Dutch girls, Class 1 Native Americans, Class 2 Spanish dancers, Class 2 Egyptian dancers, and now we want our Indian dancers out on stage. Indian dancers. Porters, passengers, everyone come out now. That's, I think, the end of all our students have had a start. Let's have